welcome back to Nets Republic. And before we get into what we're all here for, I just want to sprinkle out there just a little bit of the I told you so, just a little bit of the I was right dance. Spencer Dinwiddie goes down. Lonnie Walker immediately is starting in the second half, gets like 20 points. I can just tell these things. Like, I can tell when Jacques Vaughn is like just plotting something. I saw this coming a mile away. It was just a matter of whose minutes was he taking. So I just want to throw out there, just to add just a little bit more credibility to my name. You know, Lonnie was taking someone's, I mean, you could just see it coming a mile away. I'm obviously not happy that Spencer Dinwiddie's hurt. I'm just happy it wasn't Cam Thomas. So, you know, I'll be happy to be wrong about that aspect of it. But I knew he was hunting someone's minutes. Jacques Vaughn was going to get that man in there one way or another, but that's not here nor there. Now, speaking of Cam Thomas, it's getting over to the point to where the Karis LeVert jersey might have to get retired. And I really want the Claxton jersey because I think Claxton is such a cool last name. And I think that would be really identifiable if I'm like wearing that like in the streets and stuff. But Cam Thomas is really getting to the point to where it's like I need to support him in everything that he does. Not just from the standpoint that we have the same hair, but just like this guy is incredible. Also, Claxton had a Juice WRLD hoodie on. I thought that was worth mentioning, but that's not here nor there. Cam Thomas is at the point where he is so good right now that it's like me making jokes doesn't even justify it. Like, he needs legitimate coverage. He needs legitimate analysis, if you will. That man, Cam Thomas, is averaging 30 points. We're 3 games into the season, and he has scored 30 points 3 times. He's averaging 30. It's unbelievable. And maybe that's the wrong word. It's surreal. Surreal is a better word. I remember when we drafted him, I believe he went to LSU or something like that. A lot of y'all were telling me how good he is and saying that he's a scoring specialist and that he's a bucket. And I remember y'all telling me, and the couple times he played, it's like, oh God, this kid's amazing. Remember his rookie season, right? We were bracing ourselves for Kyrie Irving coming out and saying he didn't take the vaccine. And this man, Cam Thomas, was out there, and he crosses up Anthony Davis and just starts spraying buckets in his face. And I remember getting on camera saying, wow, this kid's really good. Now, we never saw him again. Kyrie eventually came back and gave the whole team COVID, ironically. But, you know, we didn't hear much else from him, right? He did some stuff in the G League, but, you know, it was him and Day'Ron Sharpe, and the reports from the G League are always kind of, you know, meh, so we just kind of ignored it. Going to year 2 last year, which it's just, God, the timeline of the Nets is just crazy, but that's not here to there. You go into year 2, right? No more Harden. It's just straight up, you know, let's see if Ben Simmons is going to handle the shenanigans, all that foolishness. Anytime that Cam Thomas played, it was becoming disturbingly obvious. Wow, he's really, really good. Maybe we should play him. I can't remember if he got any real minutes in the playoffs against the Sixers. I think he did. I can't really remember. My memory's getting a little foggy at this point. But I remember there was a lot of conversations, specifically from me, of course, where I was leading the charge. I mean, you can look to, you know, pick a game against the Knicks. I mean, there were just multiple times where it was just beyond obvious, hey, he's the truth. And if we were to pinpoint an exact moment where I feel like we all collectively said, oh, he's that guy, it's probably the 3 40-point games consecutively. That's probably the time where we all collectively said, oh, he's that guy. And that's when the Church of Blow It Up really started getting underway. Because at first, I just wanted to blow it up from the standpoint of, I knew Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant were going to be going, right? At some point. So it's like, let's just go ahead and get it out the way now. But what we saw from that little 3-game stretch, Cam sanity, if you will, was that it was clear that we needed to build the team around Cam Thomas and Claxton. We fast forward to right now, and it's not a meme, it's not an agenda, it's become reality. Now, I will give Jacques Vaughn a little bit of credit because the fact that we just won that game with no center is insane. I mean, we had no interior defense whatsoever. Also, side note, I didn't even know Gordon Hayward was still in the league. I thought he went the way of Chandler Parsons. I didn't even know he was in the league, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, the fact that we just won that game with no center is insane. I mean, we had no interior defense whatsoever. People were just doing the cha-cha slide into the lane, and we still won. And I don't think that the final score is indicative of like what really was going on in the game, because there were multiple times where we're consistently pushing them back with a 15-point lead, sometimes 15 to 20. And while everyone on the team had a good game, it's one of those rare times where just everyone played well. Obviously, Ben Simmons played well, and it seems like the first play of every game, offensively for us anyway, is Ben Simmons running past everyone and attempting a floater. Interesting game plan, I guess, but that's not here there. Just get him started, sure. But everyone played well. Mikal Bridges played well, for a change. Like, everyone played great. Spencer, before he went down, I thought he was playing well. Dennis Smith Jr. on one ankle was somehow putting the clamps on LaMelo Ball with the weird Fendi tattoo, like, on his neck. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's not even there. But I thought everyone played really, really well. I mean, the only person who I thought was just messing up, but he always does, is Day'Ron Sharpe. But again, at some point, I'm sure he will develop into something. And I think that it's cool that he's friends with everyone and we're keeping some form of consistency because we got to build on something at some point. So sure, if Day'Ron Sharpe is a part of the things we're building on, I have no issue with it whatsoever. Obviously, Lonnie Walker came in, finally granted the minutes that it seems like he was going to get eventually. So shout out to him. There was times where Ben Simmons was basically playing center and running point at the same time, so he was a point center doing his Jokic impression. Ben Simmons is also doing the tip-off, so interesting stuff. He also basically almost had another triple-double, which I say another because it's like another as a career. I don't know if he's done it as a net yet, but he almost had a triple-double. And he's been scoring over 10 points, which is about what he does in Philly. So, I mean, like, do we say Philly Ben's back? I don't know. There's also something to be said about the fact that we did this against the Hornets, so it's like, but again, we'll take it. A dub is a dub. As you know around here, we'll take it. A dub is a dub. Doesn't have to be pretty. Doesn't have to be legitimate. Doesn't even have to be canon. A dub is a dub. So we will absolutely take it. We are officially 1-2. I'll take that. With the type of caliber teams we have coming up, I will absolutely take it. I think our chances against the Miami Heat are relatively high. Granted, we don't have a center right now. Hopefully Claxton can come back. But I happen to think that we should be fine. You know, the Heat are absolutely decimated from this offseason because they thought they were going to get Dame Lillard so bad, but it just didn't work out, and they cleared all that cap space and got rid of very important key pieces, and now they're just stuck there with Jimmy and Tyler Hero, assuming he's healthy, and thick old Kyle Lowry. So I don't know how that's going to work out for them. It's definitely another winnable game before we start playing these measuring stick games, but that's not even there. Again, winning and losing does not matter this season, but it's nice to get a win, and technically we're good enough to win these other games. I think Ryan Ruocco was jumping out the window just a teensy bit, saying, well, we have to reevaluate the ceiling of the Brooklyn Nets this year. It's like, no, we're still trash. Calm it down. That is one win, 1 out of 3. Calm down, but that's not here nor there. But yeah, I don't really have any negatives. I thought everyone did their job from top to bottom. I'm talking Jacques Vaughn to, dudes on the bench whose names I don't know, and I don't think I have to know right now. Like, everyone did a great job. Everyone did their part. Everyone played well. And these are the games we're supposed to win. These are the games we're supposed to dominate. And again, doing this without a center is even more incredible because it's like, imagine if Claxton was out there. I think there's just one thing that we all need to be in agreement on, because when it happens, when the opposite happens, I just want us to all be in agreement that when I start to talk trash about it, we're all okay with it. When Cam Johnson comes back, I want him coming off the bench. I do not see, and I do not think that there is a reality where Cam Johnson starts over Cam Thomas. No offense to Mr. Johnson. He's a swell guy, Wonder Twin powers, all that cute stuff. But Cam Thomas is the star of the team. And now it's factual. It's not even my opinion. It is factual. Did y'all see the way he was reading the double teams and kicking the ball out? And even when he was open, he continued to swing the ball to get other individuals open? Well, other individuals the ball where they are wide open to get them involved as well? Cam is on another planet right now. And maybe this is a stretch. Maybe this is disrespectful. I'm sorry if it is. But I watch a lot of Kobe in my spare time. This last year and a half, I've been watching a lot of Kobe as of late. And I gotta be honest, just from the pure ability to score. I'm not saying, the mentality, the bald head, whatever. I'm not going that far. He ain't got a championship. Okay, I am simply throwing out there that just from the ability to score, it's very Kobe-like. I'm not saying their jump shots are the same. I'm not saying their animations are the. I am simply saying from the mentality of I'm putting the ball in the basket however I have to. If he starts hitting fadeaways in the post, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't... listen. If you look at early... and again, the games aren't similar. The athleticism was obviously OP with young Kobe. I'm just simply saying that in terms of go get a bucket, Cam is really, really good. But that's not even there. I won't take up too much of your time because we'll be back again soon. I just simply wanted to throw out there that number one, it was the Hornets. But number two, are y'all watching the Cam Thomas show? I just really, really want to know. And again, this is a general, y'all, because for the most part, we are all in agreement here on Nets Republic. And again, I just want to acknowledge that in every video because I don't want y'all to think I'm just ignoring y'all. I am aware that we all agree. This is a general, just to the Netiverse or whatever we are, to Nets world at large. Are y'all watching what I'm watching? Because